process of starting your own business? Ever thought about it but just haven't started? Whether you are a seasoned professional or just kicking off your dream of becoming an independent business owner, you are invited to join us for this incredible journey. Discover and become a part of this diverse group of women who aim to support, inspire, uplift, and encourage like-minded women just like you within our Lady-Preneur 100 community. We're going to remove for you the mystique of entrepreneurship, show you how to increase your leads, effectively market your business, and teach you how to build a powerful strategic alliance. You can find us on Facebook by going to the IB Network or by visiting us at our website, www.successradio.us. You can also find our show on TuneIn Radio by searching for the Lady-Preneur 100 Show. That's Lady-Preneur 100. Be sure to follow us there.
Kym Welton with Lady-Preneur 100. And today I want to talk to you about Lady-Preneur and what it is that we're doing here. Lady-Preneur, it's not just a networking group, not an expensive or an exclusive club, or a place to meet people simply to sell products. The Lady-Preneur 100 Club is a sisterhood comprised of women who want to make a difference in the community, encourage small business, and have a voice for people who feel they aren't being heard. Here we inspire, uplift, encourage every woman equally in drama-free environments. This is a place to ask for help if you are struggling in your new business venture, you want to meet new people and stand with them in the most challenging days. We are strong together. We will stand together, and because no matter what, you're selling you. People only buy you. And we talk about products and we talk about business. We want to talk just a little bit about relationships. Part of why Lady-Preneur came together, I myself am a business owner, a relatively new business owner. And as I started to develop my client base and get out and meet new people, one of the first things I did was started networking, right? Most people want to get out there. They want to brand themselves. They want to meet people. And what I had noticed, what I had seen, I think the majority of was people out there networking and talking about products, talking about their industries, but they failed to connect with people. And when you think about what it is that you're doing, what drove you to get involved in that industry? What was it that made you say, man, I've got to be a part of this? And somewhere between that and selling products, something gets lost. Something gets a little bit lost. We start out excited. We want to just hit records. We want to be the biggest in our industry. We want to be the most well-known in our environments and in our cities. But then comes down to numbers, and we start to think about the bottom line. And what happens is we transform from that entrepreneurial mindset and spirit into corporate America mindset, and the thing that most people just become so comfortable with. So in networking, we want to talk just a little bit this morning about networking, and again, how Lady-Preneur came about. As I started networking in some of these groups, I got handed a lot of business cards. I got handed a lot of brochures. I had a lot of people shaking my hand and inviting me to their offices and so on. And I'm talking all types of industries. I'm talking everything from attorneys to contractors to MLMs to, you name it. There's a plethora of industries out there. And one of the things I would ask people is, why this industry? What got you so excited about doing what it is that you're doing? And so few people had a real answer. They would say, oh, I needed to make a lot of money fast, or it just fell into my lap, or a friend of mine talked to me, said that I can start working from home, got me really excited, and that's why I'm doing it. But there's something called a why when you're starting your business. Your why is the purpose, your purpose for doing what it is that you're doing. And I think your why you should be passionate about that. You should be passionate about what you're chasing. You should be chasing a passion and not a paycheck. And I think that's what's really going to get people to be attracted to you, because you're the poster board for your business. You are the face of your business. So there's a number of industries, and I've talked to several people And, I will ask them, why you and why you're into, why should I, I've got several friends in your industry, and why you, why would, I do business with you, and share that with me. I want to learn more about you. And so I would ask questions. Where are you from? How about your family? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What is it that you can see yourself helping with a community? And I've received very short, brief answers, and nobody could really, everything's canned. It's like they've been, that elevator speech is real. I mean, you've got to have your 30-second elevator speech, but you should really go beyond that. When you talk to me about what it is about my industry, why I'm here, I can talk to you for hours. We always say, if your why doesn't make you cry, then you don't even know what you're chasing. Your industry, your passion, your purpose, your reason, whatever you want to call it, it should be something meaningful to you. You should want to do more and be more for the reason, for your why, really. So again, in networking groups, I would spend most of my time asking questions. I've become a very, very good listener. I have a great memory. I remember people. I remember specifics about them and their family. And you have to practice that. That is definitely something that needs to be practiced. When you meet somebody, shake their hand and repeat their name. Where are you from? And asking questions. And then as you walk away, say, Tim, it's great to meet you. And repeat their name again. People love to hear their names. They love to be remembered. They're flattered when you remember details about who they are. And again, none of this was happening at networking groups. It was a grip and grin. Let me see how many people I can get through as quickly as possible. Let me see how many cards I can pass out. But that results in people not being memorable. I get circulate a room. But if you spend time talking to fewer people and really getting to know them and developing a rapport, that is so genuine, and it's so much better than just trying to meet everybody and trying to get your card out because you're just that guy or that girl. Right? So we want to network with purpose, network for results, network for trying to get people to remember who you are and do business with you. They're doing business with you, not your company. They can, in most cases, care less about your company or whoever you're representing, but they want to know genuinely who you are. Why do you care so much about where I'm from? I'm not from Colorado. Tell me more about, you've lived here your whole life. Tell me about that. What am I missing? I've only been here a few years. Or, what school do your kids go to? I've got kids in school too. And I've got a kid going in high school here soon. Tell me about where you're at. What do you enjoy about it? What about the part of town you're on? I know Colorado Springs has really grown in the last several years. Tell me about that. What have you seen that looks so different? And you'd be amazed at what people tell you. And the next time you see them, they're going to remember you, and they're going to remember what you were about and that you were that person who really did listen. You see, I saw a lot of people asking questions, and you can see on their face they couldn't wait for that other person to stop talking so they can jump in and say something else. Like people will say, hey, how are you doing today? But they don't really care. They're thinking about what they're going to say. They're thinking about the next question. They're thinking about moving on. You've got 2 ears, 1 mouth for a reason. You listen twice as much as you speak. And that's such a gift. And I observe people in these networking groups. I sit and I watch, and it's kind of like people watching, and you can always tell who's there to really push something on you. We got pushy salespeople, right? That's what gives sales a bad name, frankly. It's not sales. Sales is incredible. It's an incredible way to make a living. But there's always that guy or that girl. They always apply the pressure. They always want to talk to you about, buying something that you really don't need or that you really don't want. And they put you in a tough spot, right? So again, I noticed just in networking groups in themselves, fewer people were really trying to listen. They were not trying to get to know the people in the networking group. They were really just, I can't tell you how many times I've received calls, texts, Facebook, Can you help me reach this goal? Can you help me hit this number? I'm trying to win a trip. And that is so impersonal. And business should be personal. Business should be about connecting, about relationships, about having a common purpose, about doing for others. And it should not be about the bottom line, because that's corporate America. Exactly. If you have a relationship with people, they're going to come to you for a number of things. People are going to come to you and say, hey, you know what? I have this question. I have this issue. I've got this guy or this girl. And I get tons of referrals. We can't even keep up with referrals half of the time. And half of the people, they have one product with us. They're not even a full client with us. They'll say, hey, you know, I was talking to somebody and your name came up and I told them they needed to go sit with you. And nothing makes me happier than to know that there's that trust, that people will refer me, that means they like me. That means I've made an impact some way, that I'm memorable. And that's how business should be developed, not by passing out cards, not by getting people's phone numbers, but actually connecting. That's really what networking is about. So I'm going to take just a couple of minutes and let's pause for a brief second for this station identification.
Listening to Success Radio USA at successradio.us. Success Radio USA is committed to helping you achieve a positive daily approach to your success each and every day. Thank you for listening.
Success Radio USA.
Lady-Preneur 100. Thank you for joining us here today. We're talking about networking and building your business and what does it take to really establish the right kinds of relationships for your business to flourish and be great and be long living. I know social media is a very big topic, especially nowadays. You know, we've got Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and there's not much you can do without being noticed, whether it's on the internet or social media entirely. We've got Snapchat. We've got a bunch of different things that get people out there. But one of the things that I realized in building my business, and again, this has been about 4.5 years now that I started my business, is that people kind of hide behind the social media, right? It's a blanket and it's kind of a veil that people can only see so much, but they think they're seeing a lot. And so with social media, we could always pretend to be a person who we aren't, right? We can always, have this great, beautiful, lavish lifestyle when realistically the person behind that curtain can't even pay their bills. And we want to always be optimistic, and we always want to, be positive, and we always want people to see the good things. We don't want to share anything negative, especially through social media. But I think in doing that, sometimes it allows even ourselves to be unrealistic. So we set unrealistic goals based on unrealistic perception of who we are. And it grows in this uncontrollable kind of atmosphere. When I talk to people about building through social media, because I've received, just like probably everybody listening, I've received countless solicitations for purchasing products, or it could be, a response to so many things. You want to connect with people on a human level. You want people to connect with you because of something about you that they can really relate to. Social media it's desensitized us. It's really desensitized us to emotion, and it's kind of, it's allowed us to be a little bit false. So when somebody comes to me and they'll say, hey, I've got this product and I'm very excited about it, and please try it. And my question to them is, what was it about that company that got you so fired up that this is your forever goal? And if they can't tell me, then I keep asking questions, because I want to peel away the layers of the onion. I want them to really explain to me why you. I don't care about your company. I care about you. So why you? And oh, and I think social media is a great tool. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean to be misleading, because it is, with social media, you have access to people who you would have never met. You have access to people all around the country, all around the world, for that matter. But again, it's how you use the tool that is most important, right? You have to keep yourself real. You have to be relatable. You have to attract people to you and your person instead of just that product. Let's just say there's an MLM out there that sells health products. Okay, health products. Great. Everybody wants to be healthy. In this day and age, people are very health conscious. They want to there's a number of companies out there, right? And they all say the same thing. So if they say, this one helps you sleep better, lose weight, skincare, anti-aging, all of those things. It's the best company in the industry. I'll get another one. This is the best company in the industry. We have ABC, and it's all the same thing. As a consumer, how do I know who to believe? Because I've never met these people. Right? So if they connect with me on a human level, one, I've noticed that half of the people who prospect through social media don't even read your profile. They're just hitting friend request, and whoever accepts, they send this canned marketing message to. And very canned, very service, very superficial. So instead, say, if somebody friend requests me, I do use my social media for marketing and connecting with people. So I always say, hey, Tim, thank you for reaching out and friend requesting me. I really appreciate that. I use my social media for marketing myself and getting to know people. Tell me about yourself. What is it that you do? That is personal. It's from me. I can see when they've read it, and I'm asking them about themselves. I'm not saying, hey, Tim, I'm an insurance salesperson. I've got the best product in the country, and I think you should, do you have life insurance? He's going to shut me down, probably block me, and I'm going to lose a potential friend, client, and referrals, most importantly, right? So when you connect on the human level, thank you for your friend request, or thank you for accepting my friend request. I was looking at your profile page. It's very impressive. It looks like you live in Colorado Springs. How do you like it there? Connecting with people there first instead of going for that sale is going to buy you traction. It's going to allow people to get to know you, and it's really going to open up the doors to say, tell me about that product. What do you mean? It looks like you've lost 20 pounds. Man, that's impressive. How'd you do that? So connecting on that human level instead of hiding behind this veil of my life is perfect and look at my great company. I'm a bazillionaire in 3 days and please buy my product. Because we do see that. And be like me. I want to be more like people who connect with other people. And then again, that is the Lady-Preneur 100 spirit. We call it Lady-Preneur 1. We do focus on lady entrepreneurship, female entrepreneurship. But we call it 100 because we keep it real. I want to be real with you. I don't want to be a picture on a screen who you don't know. I want to connect with people, and I want all of the other ladies who come into my office or ask me for advice. I want them to know there's a face here. There's a human being here. There's a person here, and they should be too. And that when you reach somebody that way, it's reciprocated. So tell me about you. You can tell, script after script. And I believe in scripts, especially in the sales world. When you're starting, you definitely have that script until you get comfortable. But it never goes out of fashion to say, how are you today? Tell me about your day. It looks like your kid's not feeling well. Are they okay? Getting on that personal level really, really makes a huge difference. And I see it so many times. Really being able to be proud of your product, proud of what it is that you're doing, practicing your elevator speech. Man, this is why I'm doing this. I got into this industry. I saw an injustice, and I've seen it over and over again. And I'm a crusader, and I want to get out there and help as many people as possible. I want to be the voice. When people think about getting their financial lives together, I want them to think of me. I've got a lot of competitors out there, but I'm the one who's going to go to bat for you. I'm the one who's going to speak up for you. I'm the one who's going to sit with your family during those very, very difficult, tough times. But you're never going to know that if I don't ask you questions and connect with you on the human level. So again, social media is great, and I have a lot of fun on my social media. I post a bunch of different things predominantly. I use them all for very different purposes. But I have met some extraordinary people that I otherwise would have never met. And I can tell who's genuine, and I can tell who's just looking to make a sale, and they just haven't been coached properly. If you're in an industry, whatever industry it is, make sure you do your due diligence and really understand the industry, do your homework, get excited, look at some partners out there, some people who you can complement their industry, they can complement your industry. I look for what's called referral partners. Hey, I know that there are people out there, my clients and my friends, who would absolutely benefit from what it is that you do, and I really like you, so I'd like to pass you those referrals. And in person. So I'd make that approach in person when I'm meeting people. But again, after I get to know them, I really believe in what it is that you and Andrea do, and I know the importance of it. And I have some clients who I know could benefit from your services. I'd love to connect you with those people. And on the same token, if you can think of anybody who I can go help and talk to, man, I'd love that too. This is a word of mouth business, right? Truthfully, all businesses are word of mouth businesses, right? You go to one establishment, one chain, if you will, one franchise, and you're going to have one type of experience. You can go to that same franchise name brand across town, and you're going to have a very different experience, right? So it depends on who's running it. Is it clean? Is it affordable? Are they friendly? Did I have a good experience? I'm going to go to that one or the other one. We like to use people's names. That's another thing. You go into an establishment, that guy behind the counter or that girl behind the counter, they want to feel like somebody too. They're working their tails off. And I guarantee you, for the most part in our everyday lives, the people who are out there serving the community, working at the grocery store, the gas station, a food franchise, they, for the most part, don't really want to be there. They want to be outside doing something different, having more fun, doing something great. They don't want to be there. So by you coming in and using their name, they're all wearing name tags. How are you doing today, Tim? Has it been busy today? How's it been going? You're going to make them feel like $1 million. And again, practicing interaction, interpersonal skills, that makes such a difference. I've walked into establishments before, places that I frequent pretty often, and I've had other patrons ask if I was the owner. By the way, I'm talking to everybody. Good morning. How are you? I know the baristas' names, and because those people are important people. They're working hard and they want to feel good. But are you with it? Business? It's all about people attraction. It's a people attraction business, no matter what. And you've got to get people to like you and be attracted to you so that they can connect with you and that they want to do business with you. And that's what I think. It's just a skill that's been lost a little bit. People have lost that. And the more you do, I'm an introvert. Naturally. I am a natural introvert, which doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not a social person, but what it means is that I draw my energy by being alone. I like my personal time. I like to read alone. I like to have quiet time. I don't get my energy by being in large crowds. I get it more by smaller crowds, more intimate, crowds and by myself. So when I've had to learn some of these skills. I worked for the government for 22 years. I was a senior exec before I started my own business, right? And in that industry, it's just, come on, let's be real. It's not the most social industry, especially with what I did at Homeland Security. You're stoic. It's all about business. It's about the bottom line. It's about getting business done. And I loved on my staff and I took great care of my staff. But then getting out into a different industry, becoming a business owner and being an entrepreneur, I had to learn some different skills. So it is doable. It is absolutely doable. Everybody can really learn to be a little bit more social. Grateful, I think, is what I tell my agents all of the time. Just be grateful. Show some gratitude. Be gracious. Be kind. If it comes to being right or being kind, choose kindness. Every time. So we're just going to take another quick, brief station identification break.
You are listening to Lady-Preneur 100 on Success Radio USA, part of the Internet Broadcasting Network. You can find and follow your favorite shows on TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify Podcast, iTunes, Internet Radio, Spreaker, and SoundCloud. Just search for your favorite shows by name and be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast or Internet Radio provider website. Thank you for listening and sharing with your friends and coworkers, and thanks for supporting Success Radio USA. Listening to Success Radio USA at successradio.us. Success Radio USA is your source for inspirational, motivational, informative, and life-changing daily content. Thank you for listening.
Success Radio USA.
I'm Kym Welton, here with Lady-Preneur 100. Thanks for tuning in today. We're talking a little bit about building your business and networking and how to properly use social media to get your name out there. We've talked about how to connect with people and really listening and making sure that people understand you are your own brand. You are an individual in an industry with several people like you. But what you really want them to say is, I want to work with you because I like you. So very quickly, I'm just going to talk about how I even got into becoming an entrepreneur. Myself, I started this business about 4.5 years ago and started my adult career life at 20 years old. I was in the Army, in the U.S. Army. I am a U.S. Army veteran. Served there for about 12 years. I had a wonderful career and had a unique opportunity to work with the Department of Homeland Security. I rose in the ranks very, very rapidly and left as a senior executive. Throughout that career, I am incredibly grateful. I've learned a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. I've been a lot of places. But as with most people who have either a career or just a really good job, a job, most people are looking for more. And I found that I just wasn't satisfied. I'd had, again, a great career. I have no formal education. And in my mind, I was thinking, well, this is all I know. This is all I can do. I'm not really sure what else I can do. I need, to do something different, but I don't know if I can. I don't know, what it would be. I had done my career for so many years. You start thinking, well, maybe this is just it for me. But as the years progressed and I really started to do some soul searching, I told my husband, I have to do something different. I feel suffocated. I feel like there's more purpose for me. I've got to be doing something different, and I want to be doing something different. So an opportunity actually presented itself, and it was in the financial services industry. Once again, I had no experience in that. I wasn't even sure. And you weigh the pros and cons, and you look at the risks, and you look at the pros and cons. You look at everything, and you just kind of think, okay, is this something that I want to do? And once I saw the direct impact that it had on lives, I had to be a part of it. I did not grow up with money. I grew up extremely humble beginnings. And I just thought, if this is out there, why doesn't anybody know about it? And if this is out there, why didn't anybody ever speak to my family about it? We didn't have to grow up the way I did, doing without and living in bad areas and not having enough. And I thought about my mom. I mean, my mom was really, thinking about her and what it is that we do. That really wasn't the impetus to me just kind of jumping in 100%. She was a single mom. We lived in a very, bad area in California. She worked a lot, missed holidays. And, I kind of grew up thinking that working long, hard, arduous hours, holidays, weekends, that was just what you were supposed to do. When and reality is that you are supposed to work hard, but your money's supposed to be working for you also. See, people work for their money, but they never learn how to make their money work for them. And that's the missing piece. And as I started to grow in my industry, I would see people, 50, 60, 70 years old, and they have no retirement. They were having to take jobs at stores as greeters, and it broke my heart. And I just thought, in the greatest country in the world that I served for combined 22 years in uniform and out of uniform, why is it that our elderly people are having to go back to work? And I thought, nobody's taught these things. I have kids. I have 5 children. My husband and I have 5 children. They were never taught the basic, bare, simple, what compound interest, the rule of 72, making your money double. How does it work? And most people get so scared they put their money in a bank. They feel secure there, but they just don't know the better options. So as I started to see more, I became more impassioned. I became a little bit more angry. And I've seen some very bad things. I've seen widows being taken advantage of. I've seen kids who are now orphaned and nobody's there to help them, and their family not lose the home. And I wanted to be the voice for the people. I wanted to do something. So I quit my job. I had a career. Like I said, I was a senior executive at GS14. I quit my job and I went full on into this industry. And my husband now has partnered with me. We are now partners. He was a GS15. So we had a very large household income, albeit we did not know what to do with our money, ironically. So what I'm learning is that it doesn't matter what people make, the bottom line of their income, if they don't know what to do with it, that's a problem. And that is what causes this epidemic of people not having enough or working so hard it never appears enough, living paycheck to paycheck, and therefore our elderly going back to work in their later years. So that just became, I thought, man, I'm doing this. I'm all in. I'm going to help as many people as possible. And through that evolved Lady-Preneur 100. I wanted to be with like-minded women who wanted to uplift, empower, inspire other women. I'm all about girl power. I'm all about, locking arms with other women, but it doesn't exclude men. I have been asked that. Is it just for women? It's just a ladies club? No, absolutely not. We can learn just as much from men as we do from our female friends and entrepreneurs. And it really doesn't matter. But the point is, I've seen so many people start a business and they get excited about it those first 24, 48 hours. But as they grow, they lose their passion for what it is that they're doing because they're chasing some small goal. And then they're going into networking groups and they're trying to get excited about networking groups. And we know the professional networkers, right? They show up at every single networking group out there, but they really don't do any business. And so when Lady-Preneur 100, I thought, let's just come together for a unique purpose and brand ourselves, get to know each other, get our names out there, do something for the community. And it has been an absolutely amazing experience so far. We get incredible feedback. We are now getting people from other parts of the country saying, how can I do this out here where I'm at? We've had everything from a fashion show at a local retail store, where we can showcase that store owner. Show us what it is that you do. And we will have women come in. We'll have one organization doing hair and makeup. We'll have another organization doing jewelry. We'll have another organization doing the clothing. And together we can put together this fabulous fashion show that showcases everybody. And at the same time, networking. So it's kind of networking with a twist. It's we meet. So we don't have actual meetings. We have events. So we have like an event coming up. It's called a Boots and Lace, with cowboy boots and lace, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be having that event here in Colorado Springs, and it's an award show. I mean, people should be recognized. Women love people. Everybody loves recognition. They want awards. So it's actually an award ceremony for some people in the community who really stand out. We have surveys online. They can nominate themselves. They can nominate somebody who they want to have recognition. We've got some great speakers. I have some information from Bright House about, women who, when they outlive their husbands, what does that look like for the budget? Women tend to live longer than their husbands, and what does that look like long term? Making sure that you are aware of all of the finances in your home in the event of an untimely death, making sure that you know how to save. And so there's some great information that's going to be shared. We have Colorado's top real estate agents. We have finance brokers. We've got, you name it. There's going to be incredible people there. And again, the purpose is to teach people how to network differently, teach people how to listen when people talk, teach people how to stop passing out cards and start shaking hands and remembering names. Cards are great, but if you handed me a card today, I'm probably not going to remember who you are, and I'm probably going to lose your card, right? So there are little tricks even with that. I meet somebody new and I say, hey, tell me about yourself. We kind of connect. Let me put your name in my phone. I lose cards. I'm really bad at that. Let me go ahead and just put you in my contacts. And I will put that person's name in my contact list. And then right next to it, I'll put where I met them. So if we met at a restaurant, where I met them, then in the notes, some things that I remembered about that person, some things that, because I listened to that conversation, what am I going to know about that person? And so when I call them and I ask them and I bring up those things that I remember about them now, because it was important to me to remember and take notes, they're going to be more inclined to want to meet with me and do business with me. So no more business cards. They're great. I mean, if it's the last thing you ever want to do is give somebody your business card. Now you're just a number. Really, you're just a number. You're not a face. So, and what does everybody do when they meet somebody new? They stalk them on social media. So making sure people have a great profile picture. That's one of the classes we're even going to have, is how to market your social media pages, what to put, what to avoid, politics, religion, any hot button items. Everybody has an opinion. And if you're very passionate about those things, perhaps you want to have a separate Facebook business page or Instagram page, or, maybe one of those things. I'm not here to tell anybody they're right or they're wrong, or that's not my place. But what I am saying is, if you're trying to attract people to you, you want to make sure you don't limit your own market with what it is that you're putting out there. So, no Snapchat pictures, filters, Snapchat filters. I love them too, but, probably your marketing is not the best place to have some of those pictures. They are flattering, though. I feel like 20 years younger when my daughter makes me take a Snapchat filter picture, but whatever. And again, talking about how to build out your network, how to, these events that we have they're so much fun. And I have seen some incredible friendships, myself included. I have made some of my closest and best friends at these networking groups. I'm not there to recruit them or hire them or get them in. I'm really just there to get them to trust me, like me, maybe want to pass me business and get everybody to win. It doesn't. And that's why it's so dangerous. And I think a little bit of desperation comes in with sales because we've all wanted to hit certain goals, right? And we think to ourselves, man, if I don't do this today, I'm going to miss out. But real business takes a long time. I would love for this to have kicked off in 2 days, 1 month, 1 year, but it takes some time. And because I've been patient and I am obsessed with self-improvement, and I don't see a whole lot of that. I don't see a whole lot of people wanting to become the best version of themselves. I don't see people reading as much as they should. I don't see people wanting to really change something about themselves. They really just kind of want to make it happen overnight. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to make this happen. It's got to happen for them. Things can't happen to you. It's got to happen for you. And when you do the right thing and you take the right steps and you meet the right people and you get people to like you because you're in the relationship building business, man, I mean, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Cultivating relationships. And that's where it's at. So we're going to take another quick, brief station identification.
Listening to Success Radio USA at successradio.us. Success Radio USA is your source for inspirational, motivational, informative, and life-changing daily content. Thank you for listening.
Success Radio USA.
Kym Welton, that's Kym with a Y, here with Lady-Preneur 100, talking a little bit today about how to build your business, how to properly network, how to use social media the right way so that you can get the leads that you want to build your business. And first and foremost, we want to talk to you about making sure that you are passionate about what it is that you are doing and what you are trying to accomplish. As you are your own billboard, you want to make sure that in the people attraction business, if you're a business owner, then that's what you're in. You want to make sure that you are attracting people to you. They want to learn more about you. They want to know why you're doing what you're doing. They want to do business with you. Be excited about meeting people. Be passionate about meeting other people. Be open-minded. Making sure that you're listening to what people and hearing what it is that they have to say. And I had a young lady come up to me. She was pretty new in her business, and she was talking to me. She was asking me about a competitor of hers, a competitive company. And she said, I'm in this business and I believe in it. And I'm doing this, and I believe in it. And it's the best company in the world. And I said, okay. And so she starts talking to me about how do you deal with people in the same industry, but a different company. And I said, well, what do you mean? She said, well, I just met this girl at a networking group and she's with this other company and she's telling people all this, but I know their product is not very good. And I said, well, how do you know that? Have you ever been a part of that company? And why would you claim that? And she said, because our company does this so much better. And that's a dangerous game to play. That is a very, very dangerous game to play because one, if you immediately feel defensive about your company and proving somebody wrong, you are immediately going to lose credibility. But instead, and I said, how many questions did you ask her? Did you ask her, why that company? What got you excited about that? How long have you been there? Have you ever been open to doing anything different? Have you ever done anything different besides that company before? And she said, no. We just kind of started going back and forth. And I said, so when you, in retrospect, what did you learn from that? And she said, well, not really much, except we just don't get along. And I said, so I want you to think about something very quickly. You missed an opportunity to potentially connect with that person. You are in the same industry, so you're passionate about health, right? So you agree on that. Let's say down the road, 5-6 months from now, this young lady who you're talking to doesn't hit the goals, or the things that she feels are about to happen don't happen for her in her company. Do you think she's going to be inclined to call you and say, tell me more about your company? Here's my experience. Or do you think she's going to go with somebody else? Because the thing is, ask questions. I tell people, when in doubt, ask questions. I'm not always going to have the solution. I may not always know the root of the real problem. But if I ask you question upon question and really listen, I'm going to understand what the real problem is. So instead, I said, you could have connected with her. Said, man, it was so wonderful, meeting with you. And I'm excited for you. Really sounds like you're going to hit those goals in your company. Keep me posted. It's great to meet a sister who's like-minded in the same industry. We should really connect. And instead of being combative, you could have at one point locked arms. So you've missed an opportunity. So lessons learned there. Trust me, I'm in a huge industry with a ton of competitors, and I don't go at them. Instead, I say it's wonderful to meet people in our industry. It's wonderful to meet people who are as passionate about helping others as I am. And I, when you play up to that, And now they understand, whether they like my company or don't like, whatever the case may be, they're going to like me. They're going to see that I don't need to be defensive about my company. I believe 100% in what it is that I'm doing. And so when we build, I guess, the lady who had come to me said that, no, this girl was a referral and I was supposed to recruit her into my company, and we're supposed to, and it just didn't work out that way. And I said, but you did miss a longer term opportunity, and so lessons learned. We can't do this overnight. No business is going to be established overnight. I don't care if you're Bezos. I don't care who you are. It's going to take a little bit of time. So patience comes into play here as we're trying to establish ourselves, build clients, develop relationships. There's so many facets to business development and establishing yourself that we just want to skip over the hard stuff and do all of the fun stuff, right? Not everybody's going to do it, right? Everybody's going to want to, you never know. It could be, maybe in the long run, that girl would have quit her company and given all the other girl her lead. Like, hey, these are all of my clients. I quit that company, and maybe they would be better off working with you. I really liked you. But we can't cut off our nose to spite our face, right? We've got to really think longer term. And that's why it is so important to develop relationships on that people level. And they just want to make a sale, recruit a person, get a new client, sell a new product. and they really forget that this is all about connections and being around people. So I have a few people who have asked me lately about they want to go into a business, but they don't want to sell to their friends and family. Now, that's a big question. And I'm throwing that out there in our last segment because that's probably one of the most frequently asked questions that I get. I don't care what industry you're in. Whatever it is. But I want all of our listeners to think about one thing. If you are a business owner, business developer, whatever business, type business that you're in, I want you to think about it really quick because we talked about our passion. We talked about really selling, being passionate about what it is, selling you and getting fired up about the opportunity that's been presented to you that you are now going to give others either through services or opportunity. If you are reluctant about selling to friends and family, I would have you ask yourself, how much do you really believe in what you're doing? Because if you really believe in what you're doing, you want to share that with everybody. I don't care what it is. If you go to a restaurant and it is the best restaurant you've ever been to in your entire life, you had a great experience, it's reasonable, it's convenient, you just had the time of your life, you're going to tell other people about that, right? So you're going to do the legwork for that establishment. But why are people so reluctant when it comes to their own business? It's reluctance because you do not really believe in what it is that you're doing. Lack of self-confidence comes into play. Lack of, maybe I'm going to say the wrong thing. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be that salesperson. But again, if you connect with people on the human level, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter. See, if you don't be that pushy salesperson who's trying to or you've tried 10 different businesses and you've gone to the same group of friends and now you're just trying to sell them something different. Talk to people about what got you. Man, I'm so excited about this thing. I'm so fired up. I got to share it with you. Let me just show you what it is that I'm doing. Now, man, you might be set. You might have it all together, but I guarantee you're going to know somebody who can benefit from my products and services. I just want to show you what it is. You're good. I'm not going to mess with you, but just keep me in mind. Can you just do that? Can you give me 30 minutes so I can show you why I'm so excited? And then when you come across somebody, you'll think of me. Right. And when it comes to those, everybody, we call them their easy three. You've got your easy three people who will do anything for you. Doesn't matter how many businesses you've tried. They've been in your wedding. They've been, you grew up with them. They've, whatever. They're going to do anything for you. They're your go-to people. Those are the people who you should want to go to first. So for my industry, we are in the money business, right? I'm in the money business. I help people become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent. Why the heck wouldn't I want to talk to my friends and family about that? So that when something bad happens, they can say, well, geez, Kym, why didn't you talk to me? Right? No, I am passionate about helping people, and my friends and family are the most important people to me. So why would I hold that back? I believe in what I do. I eat, breathe, sleep, bleed what it is that I do. And to know me is to know that. And to share that with people is just as good for me. I love doing that. So when people pump the brakes and they go, no, I don't want to do this, I would ask yourself, rethink your industry, rethink what it is that you're doing, because this probably isn't for you. You're not for it, and it's not for you, and you should really rethink your path. So getting out there, breaking that self-confidence, role playing with, your mentor, your coach, if it's something that you have to memorize, if it's, whatever the case, but getting comfortable. And that's why as you're out and about in your daily life, connecting with people, using their names, strangers, smiling, man, you'd be surprised at how you can change somebody's whole day just by smiling at them. Making them feel good. When you can do that on a daily basis and become a human being who makes eye contact, who smiles, who uses names, who is gracious and grateful and thankful, the rest of the stuff comes so easy. Building a business, that's cake. But when you come at this as, I've got terrible people skills, I'm not going to talk to my friends and family, I'm not, then guess what? You're not going to build a business either. Right. And that's where the pressure of quota comes in. I haven't developed my interpersonal skills. I'm not confident. I'm reluctant. I don't want to do this, but shoot, I've got to meet that quota. I've got to get new clients. I haven't made the income I need to make today. So it all matters. It all matters. And the Lady-Preneur 100 entrepreneurial spirit and celebrating women, we're here to help women with that. We're here to help each other with that. We've got, as I mentioned, some incredible speakers that are going to be lined up at this next event, October 6th at the Cordera Recreation Center from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it is just going to be filled with some of the most amazing women entrepreneurs, speakers. It's going to be an event that nobody can miss. I mean, why wouldn't you want to hear? You can go to our Facebook page to find out more details about the event. So it's Lady-Preneur 100 on Facebook. You can find us there. All of the details, tickets, their tickets are $20 and you can get in. There's still time to nominate new awardees if you want recognition or if you would like somebody to be recognized. We do have max capacity, so there are only few tickets left. We have to make sure that we don't go over our max capacity for the venue. But we're going to have multi-million-dollar speakers. I mean, literally, that's their annual income coming in to speak and teach you. And why not learn from the people who are the best in every industry, right? People who started as that brand new real estate agent, didn't know anything about the industry, became an agent, got licensed, built a client base, and became the #1 producer in Colorado. That's not too bad. Right? Learning from attorneys who said, I just wanted to go to law school. It was very important for me and my family that I go to college, and I wanted to become an attorney. And hearing from them. We've got the Gazette representation from the Gazette. How do you become, so I have a lot of people who are writers and they need a following, and do they want to be a blogger? Do they want to be, a traditional writer? I've got people from the Gazette coming out to speak. So there is a very fun group of women. They're there to help each other grow. It's an environment to foster growth. It's an environment to teach each other, maybe the secrets of their own industry, some pitfalls to be aware of, and to really just help each other be in a community. And number one, surround yourself with the right people. I see so many people spending time with the wrong people, and we call them energy vampires. Stay away from them. They want to suck your energy. They don't want to pour into you and breathe life into you. So teaching people, really surrounding yourself, putting yourself in the right environment. You can, absolutely, become a person who wants to do that for other people. And we are so excited. We can't wait to have you. So check us out on Facebook. That's Lady-Preneur 100. Like our public page. You're going to get a lot of information about our events and upcoming events. We're also on Meetup. And of course, we have a private group page for Lady-Preneur 100. And that's where people want to help, who want to use that platform to market themselves and their business. Lady-Preneur 100 on meetup.com. You can find us there. So we just want to thank you today for tuning in to Lady-Preneur 100 about networking, and we look forward for you to come back next time.